on. Rickey Smiley is not having it with Oprah. A lot of people are very upset with Oprah, and I want to know, how do you guys feel about this? Press 5 if you are very upset with Oprah. Let me tell you guys what's going on here, and I'm going to bring you more videos in this live stream so you guys can see exactly what Oprah said. Oprah got on a platform and she was talking about Whitney Houston and how she saved Whitney Houston from embarrassment a long time ago. She said Whitney got back on those sugar boogers, those rugs, and she fell. And the whole audience saw it, but she told the audience, please do not say anything. And she made like all the people that was taking pictures to delete it because Oprah said she knew at that time, if those photos would have got out, that Whitney career would have been over. So she was giving herself a pat on the back, like, I saved Whitney Houston. Y'all should be really thankful and honorable. But the Black community don't see it like that. The Black community see Oprah is always throwing her kind under the bus. And they wanted Oprah to shut up about that. Don't bring anything negative about Whitney Houston, because the white people, the Republicans, are already trying to tear down every Black celebrity we got. They always trying to stick some scandal on the Black celebrity. And they're like, Oprah, why would you do what these white people do? Why would you do that? So a lot of people have a lot of issue with that she brought that story up out the blue. Pat Houston, which is Whitney Houston estate, got on Oprah. I just woke up, so I gotta clear my throat. I still got shit coming up. So what they said was, Oprah, you a damn lie. Because Whitney was not on no rugs, and it didn't have nothing to do with the rugs about her falling. Pat Houston, the Whitney Houston estate, said, don't believe what Oprah is telling y'all. Whitney was not on no rugs, y'all. Okay, it was dark and she fell, and that's it, and that's all. So after they said that, a lot of the Black community just not here for Oprah, always putting down her own, trying to fit in with the white people. So I got the link and I got the form open. I would love for you guys to come up and speak about it. I want to hear what my audience have to say about that. And make sure you guys like this video. Let's get the likes up. Hey, Stevie, how y'all doing? Let's get the likes up. All right. So right now I am streaming on 2 platforms. So I want to see who's all up in here. Okay. Yeah. So Rickey Smiley, he had a lot of stuff to say, and I'm going to play you his. But before we go there, let me show you what she said. Press 1 if you guys can hear her. Press 1 if you guys can hear Oprah. Okay, hold on.
Reading thing, and then I stopped the cameras, and I went behind stage, and I said, "So tell me, what do you want? What do you want to happen here?" And I'm going to tell you what I wanted to happen here. And that was one of the most powerful interviews. And do you all know, this is an amazing thing that happened. I had such trust from the Oprah show audience that Whitney did, I think it was her last show with us, and she had gone back on drugs. The first interview I did with her, when we'd gone behind stage and I asked her about her intention, she was clean. But the day she came to my show then to perform in front of the audience, she was not. And she fell off of the stage. And I knew that if that story got out that she'd fallen off of the stage, that she would be destroyed by that. And so even though the audience was there and the audience had cameras, I begged them not to put those pictures out because it would ruin her life, and they did not.
And what about...
That would not happen today, I can tell you.
What about...
All right. So did you guys hear that? If you guys heard that, please press a 1. And I see you guys up here. I got my Messy Sweet Spot team. I love my Messy Sweet Spot. But you know what? I question if my Messy Sweet Spot really love me. We only got 15 likes, you guys. If you are supportive of Whitney Houston, hit that like. If you feel like Oprah disrespected Whitney Houston, hit that like. Show me how you feel about this topic by hitting that like. We need the likes, you guys. All right. We are working against a system that is trying to take voices away from Black YouTubers. I need all the support I can get against the system. All right. So let's go here. So a lot of blogs they farm clip what Rickey Smiley have to say. I want to go to the little clips. Then I want to go over to his page.
I don't care if she was high or not. Whitney Houston is dead and gone and passed away. And Whitney Houston meant a lot to us. Whitney Houston was a big sister to a lot of us. I never met her personally or whatever, but I felt like she was a big sister to me. And she is pretty much Black America's auntie. And everybody got a Whitney Houston in their family, somebody that they love, that's talented, that's outspoken or whatever. But it's something about Whitney Houston's death. It's something about Whitney Houston that we took her death personally. It's like somebody in our family died. And it's hard for me to even make the live video because I get real emotional when it comes to Whitney Houston because, you know, we don't care about none of that. And that was something that we didn't need to know. We didn't ask for that information. We didn't need to know.
The white people wanted to know. I tell you who wanted to know. Do y'all want to know who wanted to know? Press 7 if you want me to tell you who wanted to know. The same right Republicans that love to joke about our skin color this year, and you guys know it was white writers that made so many jokes about Kevin Hart's skin complexion, his blackness, about that Black woman comedian, you know, Cheryl. They talked about her husband. They want this for their material to joke about because they are planning to joke about all Black people, all Black celebrities. They're going to use this as for their jokes and roasts. They already calling Michelle Obama a man and they're hiding it under a roast. So this is nothing but for the white Republicans that love to get a joke and a laugh. They love to see Black people down and Black people looking bad for their entertainment. They get entertained by hearing this shit. So that's what it's for. Okay? That I tell you what it's for. Cause ain't nobody else gonna tell y'all. Cause they scared. But I ain't scared. Let's go.
For that information, we don't care. I don't care if she was high or not. Whitney Houston is dead and gone and passed away. And Whitney Houston meant a lot to us. Whitney Houston was a big sister to a lot of us. I never met her personally or whatever, but I felt like she was a big sister to me. And she is pretty much Black America's auntie. And everybody got a Whitney Houston in their family, somebody that they love, that's talented, that's outspoken or whatever. But it's something about Whitney Houston's death. It's something about Whitney Houston that we took her death personally. It's like somebody in our family died.
Do y'all want me to call my auntie on this? Press 7 if y'all want me to call my auntie. You know my family Black, girl. My family all the way Detroit, okay? You think I'm Detroit? You ain't seen shit until you met my Detroit family.
And it's hard for me to even make the live video because I get real emotional when it comes to Whitney Houston. Is somebody that you just don't talk about in the Black community if you're in touch. You don't talk about the Obamas. You don't talk about Whitney Houston. We sensitive about Michael Jackson. And you don't talk about the Kings. That's Black royalty that you just don't talk about. We don't play about Whitney Houston. I know I don't. Because I don't care what her downfall was. We all have downfall. We all have had things that we're struggling. We all have people in our family that's struggling with addiction, and we have lost loved ones to addiction, whatever the case may be. But why would you bring stuff like that up? Why is it when it comes to you and Gail, right after Kobe Bryant died, Gail interviewed?
I can tell y'all why. Press 8 if y'all want me to tell y'all why they doing this. Press 8 if y'all want me to tell y'all why. Y'all ask, I know the answer, honey. I know the answer. The reason why they doing this because some white Republicans got their ass on a leash. These white Republicans, they got black people, and it's almost like blackface. They use black people to do their bidding. Anytime they want to humiliate black people, that's what they do. You notice after their own Clyde Davis passed away, and a lot of black people want a lot of dirt on Clyde Davis. Them white people are not going to allow that to happen. One thing about them, they're going to protect their own. They're going to save their own. So they told Oprah, you need to get on here and you need to humiliate and put the focus on Whitney Houston. And yeah, we know they're going to drag your ass, but hell, you know, that's what you're here for. Okay. You are a soldier in our war. Okay. Yeah. And I believe that they got a whole bunch of dirt on Oprah and them kids, them girls, and that lesbian stuff. And Oprah don't want that shit to get out. And because Oprah don't want that shit to get out, they be like, you better do what we tell you to do. Go ahead and get that interview. Go ahead and drag Michael Jackson. Go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do that. So at the end of the day, she is a puppet for that Republican white party, for the white elites. That's just what it is. Damn. Y'all didn't know that? Press 2 if you knew that already. Press 9 if you didn't. Honey, I know what's going on here.
Lisa Leslie, if I'm not mistaken, was asking her about a sexual assault case that he was found innocent of. And the fact that Whitney Houston is somebody that you just don't talk about in the black community if you're in touch. You don't talk about it. Y'all are so out of touch with the black community and been rich so long that you don't even know not.
And y'all get the likes up. Come on now. We can do it for the black cause. All right. We only got 47 likes over here at the Messy Sweet Spot. We need them likes to get up all the way up. We need them likes all the way up, y'all. All right, we got 80 people up in there. We need to get the likes up to 100. Come on. And where my honey crowd? Honey Static Media. Y'all need to get the likes up too. Y'all got 13 people up in there. Y'all need to get the likes up. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Come on now. Shit. We fighting against the white system, hell.
To talk about certain things a certain kind of way, because if you was really sincere and genuine about people not filming that stuff, then you might as well have told them to film, because you brought it up and aired it out anyway. What does it matter? The only thing I can think about Whitney Houston is how I feel when she sung the Star Spangled Banner during the Super Bowl. How she made me feel when she sung with the Georgia Mass Choir, I love the Lord who heard my cry. How she made me feel when she sang, I go to the rock when the earth around me is sinking sand, on Christ's solid rock I stand. That's how she made me feel inside. How the many tears, that song meant so much. That song was sung at my son's funeral. Y'all are so out of touch with the black community and been rich so long that you don't even know not to talk about certain things a certain kind of way. Because if you was really sincere and genuine about people not filming that stuff, then you might as well have told them to film, because you brought it up and aired it out anyway. What does it matter? The only thing I can think about Whitney Houston is how I feel when she sung the Star Spangled Banner during the Super Bowl. How she made me feel when she sung with the Georgia Mass Choir, I love the Lord who heard my cry. Why you just can't? And see, we got to always remember when we doing stuff like this, what are people going to say about you when you die? What are people going to say about you when they close that casket and when they lower you off into that cold grave? What are they going to say about you? What memory and legacy are you leaving? Yes, you gave away scholarships and did a lot of great things and had their own network and a lot of great things in the community, but you know, sometimes, man, stuff like that, it just really put a bad taste in me. And I swear I be giving chance after chance. I'm trying to convince myself, no, she don't. Oprah and Gail, they don't hate men. You be mad for a minute, then you start back watching on and start trying to support and whatever call you see her at the opening of the Obama, like, oh wow, there's Oprah after that die down. And then all of a sudden you start back feeling good and okay with Oprah, Gail, whatever that means, then something else. Why you just can't? And see, we got to always remember when we doing stuff like.
All right. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree with Rickey Smiley? Press 5 if y'all agree with Rickey Smiley. Press 10 if you disagree with Rickey Smiley. I do have the link up here. If you guys want to come up here and say something, feel free to do so. All right, because honey, everybody and their mama is talking about this.
This message is for Oprah Winfrey with your big head ass and your
girl, you not. Come on now.
little ass body.
Come on now,
How the
girl.
fuck dare you disrespect?
Okay, shit. She doing all that cut. Child, I'm seeing what's going on. Okay.
Miss Oprah Sophia Winfrey beloved. Nobody asked you for that. Nobody asked you for that, Oprah. Miss Oprah Winfrey, the way you sat there on that stage and gave Whitney Houston's dirt like that, girl, nobody asked for that. That was nasty. That was nasty work, Miss Oprah. Where is Harpo? Because Miss Sophia, you really tried it, girl. The women of Brewster Place would have knocked you for playing like that. I cannot believe you really played with Whitney Houston like that on that thing. Then, girl, you had the nerve to say that, oh, she didn't want this to get out, so you wait till she go be with the Lord for it to come out, Miss Oprah. You, Miss Sophia, that was nasty work, girl. You just said your big wig, Bigfoot ass up there on that stage and gonna say Whitney begged for this not to come out, so you waited for her to go be with Lord, and it came out. Oprah, that is some nasty work.
Oh, honey, a lot of people are not happy about this.
Urge, I have said this time and time again, but I love when our legends get older because their lips get looser. Now look, Oprah was at Cannes Lions, which is a festival over there in France, and she was accepting an award. And during her interview, she decided to share a never-before-known tidbit about one of my favorite all-time pop culture moments, the Whitney Houston, Oprah Winfrey sit-down. Now let me set the scene. It was the year of our Lord 2009. Whitney had divorced Bobby 2 years prior, and she was in the midst of her comeback run. And remember, the Oprah interview was a two-part event. The first part was just an interview. The second part was the remainder of the interview and a performance. Well, Oprah is now sharing that for the interview portion, Whitney was stone cold sober. But when it came time for the performance, Whitney had fallen off the wagon, which also caused her to fall off the stage. And Oprah asked her audience not to share any photos, videos, or any information surrounding Whitney falling off the stage because she did not want to ruin Whitney's life, okay? And they complied. And even Oprah said, you know, keeping a lid on it could have never happened today because it was a different time. Look, you know, in 2009, yes, people had camera phones, but it wasn't to the mania that it is now. In 2026, nobody seems to be able to keep a secret. Somebody will literally, you know, get into a car accident, and before they call 911, they'll go on IG Live. Y'all ain't gonna believe what just happened to me, okay? But look, you know, the question that everybody's gonna ask Oprah now is why now, Oprah? Why share this information today? The lady, you know, has been gone for years. Why share it now? And to that, I say, why not now? Okay. What did holding on to the information really do if you think about it? And look, because we know what eventually happened to Whitney, was holding on to the information to not ruin her life really the best thing to do? You know, one of the things I learned about.
Oh my God! Nobody knows that she is the white puppet for the white people. Man, do y'all think Whitney Oprah is a puppet for these white elites, the white Republicans? Huh? What do y'all think? You know she was real close with Trump at one point, and I think she's still close with him. I think they just doing all this for optics. You know what I'm saying? It's all about optics. And they won't even allow me to look at some of these
Oprah has
videos.
always been on some fuck shit. And the Whitney Houston story is just the latest in a long line of fuck shit she done. If you didn't hear the story, she was telling...
Oh, I'm just going through seeing who I want to listen to or not.
See, and this is why I can't get behind Oprah Winfrey. This is why I have a problem with Oprah Winfrey. And I hate to say that about a fellow Aquarian because normally I get along and I like other Aquarians, but she's one of the exceptions to the rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really get behind her. She'd be too fast and too ready to be trying to exploit our own. And I'm not saying that there's some Black people that shouldn't be entertainers or celebrities or whatever that shouldn't be, but she's so quick to jump on that. She's so quick to jump on it, and I get it. She's Black and she's Black entertainment, but she picks and chooses with that too. Her and Gail, right? Like, I get it. R. Kelly was out here. He was wild, and he was doing shit that he wasn't supposed to with young girls. Okay, let's talk about that, right? But then it's like, all right, so make sure that you even it up. Make sure you're talking about Weinstein, because when you did your show and you started getting popular, you was all too ready and willing to make sure that you had a whole bunch of white guests in your audience was white or whatever, and you gave the aesthetic of white pleasing and everything else. But when it's time to destroy the Black community or celebrities or entertainers in the Black community, you be so quick to try to jump on any bandwagon or any story you can, right? You did it with the Michael Jackson, the sensationalism behind that, right? But so, like I said, where's your Epstein? Where's your Weinstein stories? Where's who else was on drugs? What's my man? The Iron. The Robert Downey Jr. Make stories about that. You mean to tell me you told your audience to hide the footage of what was going on with Whitney Houston, also that you could just tell what happened with Whitney Houston falling? We didn't need to know that. You don't think that we know? We know ad nauseum that Whitney Houston had a drug problem. We knew that she would relapse, just like any person who is an addict does. We know that. We would like to remember her for her voice, the voice, right? And her death. At least in her death, let her rest in peace. Let her and her daughter. She passed away. The daughter passed away. And here you go. You had to give the interview where you're like, oh, I'm begging everybody to put their cameras away because it was Whitney Houston. So just so that you could tell the story 20 years later, later, then you should have just let the footage come out while she was out there, because we would have known already. We would have been all right, because we knew that she had a drug addiction. You want to wait until she passes away when she has, whatever family members are remaining, rest in peace, Sissy Houston. Families are remaining, got to be, this got to be drudged back up in the media. That's why I don't like her. She's an opportunist. Oprah Winfrey is an opportunist, and she's been an opportunist for a very, very long time. And we don't say it enough about her. We didn't ask you that. We didn't want that. That's the information we didn't want. Just share good memories. She's passed away. She can't come out and she can't say nothing. She can't say anything. So why would you do something like that? Why do we do that? Why don't we just let the those who passed away just be passed away? Why are we disrespecting legends? Even when they're alive, why are we disrespecting legends? It's the same problem I have with Jaguar Wright. You don't have it's not up to you to tell a story about what happened to Patti LaBelle when she was coming up and she slept with this person and slept with that person and Patti LaBelle got ran through. Don't you have any respect for any of our legends? Does anybody have any respect anymore for any of our legends?
Ooh, this girl is cooking. Give it up for this girl. Do y'all like this woman? Press 5 if y'all like her, honey. I definitely try to reach out to her and get on her show if y'all like her, and get the likes.
Yes.
You like her?
I like her. Oh, yes, I do, because she's stating facts. She's stating all the facts about Whitney Houston. Now that Clyde Davis is no longer here, you want to come out and say all this about Whitney like you were her friend. You wasn't her friend. You knew what they were doing. They were mentally, emotionally, sexually, and everything else abusing that woman. And you stood by and let it happen. You stood by and let it happen. It's some of these people that I never took a liking to. And Whitney was, Oprah was one of them. She was one of them that I never took a liking to, because like this young lady said, she was an opportunist. I remember back long ago when we went to Nashville to visit, and my mother was talking about, Oprah this and Oprah that. Then when one older lady came up and said, oh, but did you know she didn't actually win the contest, the pageant. They just misput the envelopes in the wrong thing, and she wouldn't give the pageant crown or none of that stuff back. So when my mom told me that, and what the lady told her, I was no more good. I didn't never want to be on the boat
of Oprah Winfrey. Never was I on a vote for Oprah Winfrey, because she only talks about those that she fooled with. Stephen, he was the main thing that she always talked about, but he abused her like a dog. Okay, but she didn't never want everybody to know that. Okay, she talks about her friend, allegedly Gail, and I ask, what type of friendship do they really have? I ask myself that all the time, because Oprah don't do nothing for her own people. She really don't. If you hear some of the older people talking about how Nashville is and how Oprah didn't stand up and how she did her daddy at his barbershop and all that, I'm like, really? I'm thinking this is history to go see. It's not history. This is a bunch of lies and cover up. So at the end of the day, yes, just like the school, you built a school in Africa. When schools in the United States are having problems, when kids is going to college are having a problem. But thank God to the legend Shirley, who stood up, knowing that a lot of our children was, sleeping in their cars, trying to get a good education and everything. And she did the homeless thing, and she's no longer here though. But thank God for that lady. But I'ma say this: when them girls, she built that school. Now, if you don't want to believe me, to all you Oprah fans, go look it up. 34 or 35 of those girls came missing. Why didn't Oprah say anything? Because she's a handler. I don't care how you look at it. Oprah is a handler. And like I said, when they get mad about certain people for busting them wide open, yes, you coming out just like when P. Diddy, I hope he don't get out and fool with y'all regardless of what he got caught with or whatever they say he did, because we all know what happened. But at the end of the day, y'all didn't have no parties. When y'all heard they was going after Diddy, there was no parties. There was no parties. Did y'all hear about them having parties? Yakety yak. No, they shut down shop, baby. Do you hear me? But soon as Diddy get convicted and get sent to that prison, they got a party. Chris Jenner threw the biggest party ever. And the neighbors even complained about it. See, this is the stuff I don't like. This is the stuff our people don't talk about. This is the stuff that always being shoved under the rug. What about them? You think that they didn't have no part in those little kids coming up missing a lot of things? Come on now. Be for real, though. Be for real. They want to put it on Epstein this and Epstein that. Regardless of what Epstein was. Y'all was too. Y'all was the same thing. Y'all was the same enemies that Epstein was. Come on now. Y'all was doing the same thing he was doing it. Why you think when they said what they said about Wayfair and about Amazon and them doors? Yes, because if you guys didn't think about it, when you go in Walmart, you used to see them all the time. All these kids is missing. But then they come on here. Ellen know what it was. That's why Ellen bailed camp. She knew eventually they're going to come and try to tie her to this. Twigs knew the young guy that passed away. They say he took his own life. You believe it, bruh. You believe it. You believe it. He knew what was going on. And he didn't like it. And when people started talking to them about that, if you know, they're no longer here. They're no longer here. So y'all got to wake up, Black America, because y'all are really not doing your research and you're not really paying attention. You're walking through life with your eyes closed and not with your eyes open. Just like a lot of y'all holler, we got discernment, but you don't have discernment, because if you have discernment, you would know. Oprah been doing this for a long time, baby.
Okay. All right. So hold on, because I want to get back to this lady. Hold on. All right. All right. So if you guys are there, it seems like we're losing some people. We want to get back to the topic, which is Oprah. So Rickey Smiley is pretty much slamming Oprah for talking about Whitney Houston. Okay. So we're going to get back to that. Make sure you guys like, and if you guys are just tuning in, I'm going to give you a little more clips of Rickey Smiley talking about this. Let's go.
That information. We didn't need to know that information. We don't care. Whitney Houston is somebody that you just don't talk about in the black community if you're in touch. You don't talk about the Obamas. You don't talk about Whitney Houston. We sensitive about Michael Jackson. And you don't talk about the Kings. That's black royalty that you just don't talk about. We don't play about Whitney Houston. I know I don't. Because I don't care what her downfall was. We all have downfall. We all have had things that we're struggling with. We all have people in our family that's struggling with addiction, and we have lost loved ones to addiction, whatever the case may be. But why would you bring stuff like that up? Why is it when it comes to you and Gail, right after Kobe Bryant died, Gail interviewed Lisa Leslie, if I'm not mistaken, was asking her about a sexual assault case that he was found innocent of. And the fact that y'all are so out of touch with the black community and been rich so long that you don't even know not to talk about certain things a certain kind of way. Because if you was really sincere and genuine about people not filming that stuff, then you might as well have told them to film, because you brought it up and aired it out anyway. We didn't ask for that information. We didn't need to know that information. We don't care. Whitney Houston is somebody that you just...
All right. Do you guys think that Oprah is going to come out and apologize? Press 4 if you feel like she's going to respond to Rickey Smiley and apologize. Press 10 if you feel like, no, she's not. I mean, Rickey Smiley is a huge, legend in the black community. He has a big voice. And I'm sure Oprah is going to see this. And I'm sure Oprah respects Rickey Smiley. All right. So maybe she will make a statement. Maybe Gail will make a statement. So I want to go back to the people and seeing what the people are saying about it.
I get it. If you want to exploit Bill Cosby, you want to exploit, even though you pick and choose who you want to exploit, Oprah and Gail, right? But whatever, right? Because, whatever they was doing in the community, et cetera, like I said, especially R. Kelly. But but Whitney Houston, why does she even come up in that conversation? Like, did somebody threaten and say that, okay, I do have the footage and I'm going to show it. So let them show. Why did you have to be the one to explain that story? This lady has to be stopped. She has not really been all down with the community like that in a long time, right? Coming from the slums of Chicago, don't even get me started in how I feel about her being in Chicago and her lack of, you was busy building schools over there in Africa. But yeah, there's something ain't.
Do you guys think that she should have focused building those schools in Chicago and America? America first. I'm not a Republican, but I do like that slogan. I'm not a Republican. I'm going to make that clear because I don't want y'all to misthink I'm one of them. I'm not. But I do like America first. You know why? Because I'm an American. Shit. Shout out to all you foreigners out there. But I would rather get the benefit than the Africa foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Then some people say, well, don't you see Africa and you the same? Hell no. Africans, y'all know y'all don't see me as one of y'all, and I don't see y'all as one of me. Okay? That's that on that. How do y'all feel about that shit? I want to know. Do you guys see African people as like one of you guys? Do you guys see you guys as one of the same? Press 2 if you guys see you guys as one of the same. Press 5 if you see a big difference. I think a lot of people, get it confused because a lot of black people, they do want to be accepted by Africans and they want to feel like we're together. That's on them. That's their belief. I don't want no parts of it. I have no dreams to go into Africa. I don't want to ever go to Africa. I'm good with watching it on TV. Okay. I don't like the zoo. I don't like all them animals. I'd rather watch that on TV. I don't like all that hotness. It's too fucking hot. Okay. And then they say there's a whole bunch of scammers out there. And then I like American black men. Look, Ain't nothing, ain't, I know a lot of these niggas is dogs, but I like my dogs. I like my dogs. I ain't throwing my black American men away. Okay. Now, only thing I do like about them Africans, they say they know how to treat you because they do a lot of scamming, just like the ones that did Portia and Nene Leaks. You know what I'm saying? I would consider dating. Would y'all date a Simon? Shit, I don't know. I mean, he did have a nice ass house and shit like that. I would want to date him for a year just to get the experience, and then I'll break up after that. You know what I mean? All right, let me get back because you know I'm silly. You guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. All right, let's get back to it.
Right with her. I can't. This gonna be a surviving Oprah story in a minute too. That was nasty work. That was dirty work. Nobody asked you. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to know that Whitney Houston passed out on the stage due to her relapse in her addiction. Nobody wanted that information. I certainly did not. How disrespectful. That lady has passed away. She is gone. I would rather celebrate her life, her voice, her beautiful voice. What she gave, that was a gift from God that she gifted us with, her talent. And I would rather remember her by that. We know about the drugs. We know about the Bobby. And we know about You Better Lay Low. We know all of that.
Now, hold on. Hold on. Now, Gail brought R. Kelly down. No, we're not going to do this. Tasha K brought his ass down. Who do y'all give the credit to, Gail or Tasha K? Who really the one that brung everything to R. Kelly to light? I credit Tasha K. And Gail was just a person that interviewed him. But what do y'all think? Who do y'all give the credit to? Tasha K or Gail? When Tasha K got to it, nobody was on the R. Kelly story like Tasha K was. She got a lot of those girls to speak. I mean, Tasha K did a lot of groundwork. She really worked hard to get justice for those girls. And not only that, R. Kelly got mad at Tasha K. And remember, he called from jail and blamed it on Tasha K. Y'all, I give credit to Tasha K because when Tasha K was doing her work, ain't nobody even thinking about Gail. And I'm glad that she did bring R. Kelly down because he is a pedo and he's been doing it for too long. So I'm glad about that. I'm not no R. Kelly fan. All right, so let's go.
We know all the stories. We've seen all the tabloid pictures. We've seen the drugs on the counter in the kitchen. We've seen all of that. We are very much aware, just like we are very much aware of the people who are addicts in our own family, that they can relapse at any minute in time and stuff like that happen without you having to remind the public and reminding outsiders exactly how it happened and what happened. Shame, shame, shame. See, and this is why I can't get behind Oprah Winfrey. This is why I have a problem with Oprah Winfrey. And I hate.
Never thought that I would have to do this, but Oprah.
He got too much music in his background. You know I'm not trying to hear all that. You know I'm trying not to try to hear all that.
And Oprah play for Keeps Winfrey. Who asked you about Aunt Nippy? Huh? And Oprah play for Keeps Winfrey. Who asked you about Aunt Nippy? Oprah mentioned Auntie Whitney Houston's name in a little conference. Said that one time Auntie Nippy came up there and she was a little booted and zooted. Okay? And she said that she the one who stopped the.
All right, so he's not getting commentary. He's just pretty much giving us how he feels about it. If we have anybody in the audience that want to say something about this, feel free to do so. Rickey Smiley. All right, so I'm just putting this in the TikTok. Rickey Smiley. First thing that came up was Ricky Martin, child. All right, so I went to go here because I wanted to see did anybody have any commentary on what Rickey Smiley just said. And maybe it's just so new, people haven't got a commentary yet. Because as you guys can see, it just came out on the Jasmine brand 4 hours ago. And a lot of people are saying Monique. Ricky summed it up perfectly. That's what Funky Dineva said. And I'm sure Funky Dineva going to speak on this, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say. So yeah, a lot of people are passionate about this, and it definitely seems like the Black community is 100% on Rickey Smiley's side. And it seems like, Oprah, she put her mouth in the dirt once again, and I think she's doing it for the higher ups, so white Republicans, honey. All right, so I'm going to get on out of here because I only plan to come here for a little bit. Hey, Tamala, I see you. I'm going to get you on another show. I'm going to get on out of here. I'll be doing some uploads on the Messy Sweet Spot. Have you been watching those uploads I've been doing here? Press 2 if you guys like me doing those reaction videos I've been doing. I can continue to do that. If you like, press 2. All right. Well, I'm going to get on out of here, and I'll see you guys later on tonight with some uploads. And to my Honey Static Media people, love you guys. And I come up and I do some reaction over there as well. And I'm out. God bless.